Back here at Wrigley Field for the back end of a day-night doubleheader. The Brewers winning Game 1 6-5, and the Cubs now try to snap a short 2-game skid, Game 3 of this 4-game series. Great to have you back with us here at the ballpark. Jim DeShays and Len Casper. The scheduled game tonight, the rainout on April 10th, made up earlier today, and the Brewers with a 6-5 victory.
Yeah, a tough one that got away from the Cubs. They finally got a little something going with runners in scoring position. That's a department in which they had really struggled since the All-Star break. Darwin Barney got it started with a 2-strike base hit to center field after John Axford had come in to replace the injured Giovanni Gallardo. And it was a series of very good at-bats by the Cub hitters as they hit around in the 5th inning, put 5 runs on the board. Carlos Villanueva, the starting pitcher, even got into the act with an RBI single. David DeJesus drives one in here with a knock, and things are looking pretty rosy for the Cubs.
Unfortunately, it turned around in the 7th inning. Rough day for James Russell. His first pitch hit out of the ballpark by Chris Davis. That tied the game at 5 apiece. The Brewers would tack on a run in the 7th. Win the game 6-5, and all of a sudden, JD, the Cubs now 15-30 against their own division.
Yeah, you can understand their struggles against the likes of the Cardinals and the Reds and the Pirates, 3 very, very good teams, but this Brewer club has really struggled, and yet the Cubs cannot really solve them either.
Young right-hander Tyler Thornburg will go for the Brewers. 27-year-old right-hander Jake Arrieta will make his Cubs debut tonight, and it is Lucha Libre night out in the bleachers here this evening. We'll have Cubs baseball, Game 2 of this double dip, coming up next.
And Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois. Through it all. BMO Harris Bank. Helping money make sense. BMO Harris Bank. NA member FDIC. AT&T Uverse. Visit att.com/freeyourtv. Rethink possible. Ford. Check out America's freshest lineup at your local Ford store or at localfordstores.com. And by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com.
Welcome back. Getting set for the nightcap. Brewers and Cubs. Milwaukee winning the first 2 games of the series. 5-0 last night, and then 6-5 in the makeup earlier this afternoon. And tonight we want to recognize Petty Officer Athena De Leon, the United States Coast Guard. 15 years, and she has kept communities safe by responding to over 600 distress calls and has conducted over 1,500 vessel inspections to ensure safety and compliance. Interesting pitching matchup as Tyler Thornburg will make his Wrigley Field debut. Same for Jake Arrieta, who had never been to Wrigley Field prior to yesterday. acquired in the Scott Feldman trade with the Orioles. He's the Cubs' 26th man here in this doubleheader, and number 49 will take the ball.
Opportunity to make a first impression on his new club. It is his intention to do so and to remain a Cub. We'll see. Kid's got a big arm. A couple of years ago, he was the opening day starter for the Baltimore Orioles.
Well, let's get the Brewers Southwest starting lineup. He will face lots of changes for them here in game 2. Logan Schaefer is going to start in right. Jeff Bianchi spelling Gene Segura at short. Jonathan Lucroy didn't play the entire first game, but most of it. He's going to start game 2. Gomez will clean up. Chris Davis gets the start after hitting that huge home run. Juan Francisco did not play in the opener. Betancourt did, and he had, as you see, 3 hits, including a home run. Scooter Gennett is their 26th man for today. And Thornburg, the pitcher, hits 9th.
Cubs defensively have Junior Lake in left field, David DeJesus in center. That's the way the first game started. Change in right with Cole Gillespie getting a start. A little different look on the infield. Darwin Barney gets a second game off, so Valbuena will slide over and play second. Cody Ransom's in at third. Status quo at short and first, and Deanna Navarro behind the plate for right-hander Jake Arrieta. 1 and 2 down at AAA Iowa in 5 starts after coming over in the Scott Feldman deal. ERA of 4.03. The strikeout numbers are good. Hard thrower. Fastball sits right around 94 miles an hour. Complements it with a power slider, a curveball, and a straight changeup.
And that was the first of 5 trades so far here in the month of July. Jim Wolf did not work game 1 because he's the home plate umpire for game 2. Estabrook, Nelson, and Machlinsky on the bases. Still overcast, cloudy, but dry. And the Cubs just 3-7 against Milwaukee, despite the fact that they're 3.5 games ahead of the Brewers in the standings. Speaking of the standings, they've changed at the top as the Pirates got a game-ending RBI infield single from Alex Presley in the bottom of the 11th to beat the Cardinals in game 1 of their doubleheader 2-1. So they're a half game up in the division.
A real pitcher's duel between A.J. Burnett and Lance Lynn. I'm guessing they haven't been in first place this late in the season since 1992. I mean, last couple of years they were, but were they this late? Maybe.
Right at the end of July is where things really went south the last 2 years. And the Cardinals have lost 5 in a row. So here's Jake Arrieta's first pitch as a Chicago Cub, and it's a 96 mile an hour easy gas fastball for a strike. Schaefer got into the game late, went 0 for 1 earlier.
Arrieta, a 5th round pick of the Orioles in 2007 out of Texas Christian University. Standout performer there.
Born in Missouri. That's inside. If you missed Chris Bosio on our pregame coverage with Luke Stuckmeyer earlier, gave us a little scouting report on Arrieta. Said he could hit 98, sits generally around 93 to 95, maybe a little extra adrenaline here tonight. And as you can imagine, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Said the first time up those dugout steps yesterday gave him chills. He had never stepped foot in Wrigley Field prior to yesterday.
Working on regular rest last time out. He pitched well down at AAA, 6 2/3 of 1-run baseball.
One thing you notice about his delivery right off the bat is that he does not turn in terms of that back foot from the windup. He starts with it right up against the rubber. There you see it. So not a lot of movement as he gets his windup started. Outside, and that's a leadoff walk. And you mentioned he's going to try to stay in the rotation as the 26th man. He will have to go back to the minor leagues, but he is not subject to the 10-day rule. If you get sent out, you've got to wait 10 days to come back to the roster unless there's an injury on the staff. The pitch to Bianchi shows bunt, takes ball one.
He had a 10-game winner for the Orioles in 2011. He was 10-8 that year. ERA a little bit north of 5. (3-9) last year with an ERA a little north of 6, and this year 1-2 with an ERA of 7.23. So change of scenery really could do him well. Obviously a big-time arm, just a matter of figuring it out.
Yeah, he's been on the shuttle between AAA and the big leagues, between relief and starting. So just trying to find some consistency in his routine, which hasn't been easy.
Ooh. What was that?
Apparently out of the zone, according to Jim Wolf. 3-0.
Wolf's brother Randy, a longtime major league pitcher.
Last two.
Yeah, Randy, fire off a text to your brother. Open up that zone.
Check on the runner, Schaefer.
Now, you never know what you're going to get when you start a ball game. But for me, typically, day-night doubleheader, second game, usually that's a pitcher's game.
There goes Schaefer, and they'll stay out of a double play as Bianchi grounds out to short. Tell me why you say that.
No, I don't have any numbers to back that up, but anecdotally, it just seems to me that games like this, guys have been at the ballpark all day. We played a 4-hour first game of this doubleheader. Tough for the position players to maintain focus. They're out of their routine, a little fatigued. So it really sets up, if your starting pitcher's on top of his game, he can really take advantage of that. See, starting pitcher's always, that's his day, that's his turn. So he's always got the adrenaline, he's always got the energy. And the pitchers, the starters, are ready to go. The position players on a day like today, not so much. My theory.
I like it. I'm in. Good breaking ball for a strike. Lucroy played the first 7 innings. We'll call it 6.5. Got removed in the bottom of the 7th in game 1, starting game 2. He went 1 for 3 with a double and an intentional walk. Runner goes to third. He is out. Schaefer tag, no argument. Navarro gets him. 2 away.
Brewers do a lot of running. Nice tag by Ransom, reaching behind him to apply that tag.
Bases cleared.
Normally, catcher doesn't catch both ends of a doubleheader, but LaCroix's bat so important to the Brewers right now, banged up as they are. No Corey Hart, Noah Ramos Ramirez. Ryan Braun is suspended, as you know.
Just missed the outside corner, so Arrieta is going to a 3-ball count on the first 3 batters of the game. Carlos Gomez on deck. Breaking ball is lined to DeJesus to end the inning. Sure, some butterflies for Arrieta. Got behind in the count, but did not give up a hit or a run, and the Cubs are coming up. One tied a season high for an inning. The bad news is the only runs they would get in a 6-5 loss. Let's check out the Cubs Southwest starting 9. DeJesus, Lake, Rizzo at the top. Navarro's going to clean up and catch. Valbuena over at second for Barney tonight. Castro, the shortstop, hitting 6th. Cody Ransom's at 3rd. Cole Gillespie gets the nod for Nate Scherholtzen right, and the pitcher Arrieta.
Offensively, the Brewers, Davison left, Gomez center field, Logan Schaefer plays right. Betancourt third base. He played first in the opening game. Bianchi the shortstop. Scooter Gennett at second. Juan Francisco, he's had some struggles there last night at first. Jonathan Lucroy behind the plate. Our Lexus pursuing perfection starting pitcher is right-hander Tyler Thornburg. 6 appearances at the big league level this year, all out of the pen. 1-0 with a 2.95 ERA. Overhand delivery, good heater, real good curveball, and a changeup.
3rd round pick out of Charleston Southern in 2010. Born in Houston, went to high school in Georgia, and was a two-way player in college. Pitcher and an outfielder. And strike 1 on DeJesus. First start of the year for Thornburg. This is his 2nd stint with the Brewers. Swung on and missed. 0-2. 3 major league starts all last year. He struggled at AAA this year. 0-9 at Nashville with a 5.79 in 15 starts. Swing and a miss. He makes quick work of DeJesus.
Well, you see that record, 0-9 with a 5.79. You say, why is this guy in the big leagues? There's a good changeup for a strikeout, but we don't know all the particulars. The performance down at AAA, he's hit pretty hard, 90 hits in 74 2/3 innings at Nashville. Pretty solid minor league numbers prior to that, though, working his way steadily through the Brewers system.
Junior Lake swings and misses. Couple of warning track flyouts in game 1. He went 0 for 5.
Thornburg not a big guy, 5'11", maybe 6 foot tall, $185. Max effort delivery.
At the Riverwood High School in Sandy Springs, Georgia. And as a high school senior, 7-2 with a 189. He hit .551 with 10 home runs. Lake slaps it into center for the first hit.
Start to game number 2 for Lake, coming off that tough 0 for 5. Fastball about mid-thigh. A little quieter swing there. He's got a lot of movement in his swing. A little quicker to the ball there. The first game, after those 2 deep flies that he just missed, the rest of the game, it looked to me like he's just trying to launch.
Foul strike on Rizzo. He's gotten on base 7 of the 9 plate appearances he's had in this series. 4 hits, 3 walks. Have you counted up the number of fans who've been here for both games?
I'm working on it.
Okay. Gets a little more difficult out in the bleachers.
Yeah, they're disguised now. They're wearing their masks. The masks.
Swing and a miss.
Change-up will play. Some scouting reports where they draw comparisons to Tim Lincecum.
Yeah, I can see it. Another one. This time Rizzo spoils. So Thornburg already on their roster. He was working out of their bullpen. I mentioned Scooter Jeanette, their extra call up for today. He's playing second here in game 2. That one way high.
Good news for the Cubs is that 69.5% of all doubleheaders are split, and they lost the first game.
That is good news.
Odds are in their favor.
Well, in Cubs history, they had swept 455, had been swept 436, and split 866.
So my made-up stat is pretty accurate.
Pretty good. According to Ed Hardig, they've had 53 doubleheaders end with at least one tie. That's getting into the Wayback Machine. Ball, strike 3.
Back in the day when they had a train to catch, doubleheaders took a long time to play. Freezes them with a good heater at the knees. 4-mile-an-hour cheddar. Got the classic power pitcher's repertoire. 4-seam fastball with a little hop with a top curveball, and showing a nice changeup too. There's no way those people were here for game 1. They're too alert looking. Man, that was a slog fest. It'll take 4 hours to play that ball game.
3:45. Navarro got a chance in the 9th inning, and he walked with 2 outs. Actually, Jim Henderson didn't give him anything close to him.
A little Navarro-itis. Don't want to mess with the secret weapon.
Brewers lost their starter Giovanni Gallardo due to hamstring tightness in that game. And the 1-0. Swing and a miss. That changeup's been good for him this inning.
Report I read said his changeup was his third best pitch.
Well, it's
might have to make an adjustment there.
Yeah, it's a pitch he hasn't used much this year as a reliever. It's been mostly four-seamers and curveballs, but that changes when you jump into that starting role. In the air to deep center. It's going to be playable for Carlos Gomez, and the inning is over. Lake with the one-out single, but the Cubs do not score, and we are scoreless at the end of an inning.
With the new Home Run Derby mobile game from MLB.com. Choose one of 32 Home Run Derby competitors, including everyone from the 2013 Derby, available on iPhone and iPad and select Android devices. Download MLB.com's Home Run Derby game, and you can do it for free today. You can do it for free tomorrow, too, for that matter. Who won the Home Run Derby?
Yoenis Cespedes. Gomez takes a strike. He left game one because Ron Renicky needed to mess around with his order with the pitcher's spot, and his team was trailing at the time as Gomez bunts and is out. Nice play by Arrieta.
Gomez, a very adept bunter. This one, he doesn't get close enough to the line, and Arrieta quickly off the mound. Under control. Nice play.
Here comes the Brewers game one hero, Chris Davis. An opposite field game tying 3-run homer off James Russell. That was his only at bat.
A lane changing slider right there. So that with 2 strikes, you're going to get a lot of swings and misses.
Four-seamer to make it 1-1. We set up the series for you. The Cubs were coming off a 6-4 road trip out west. They had just swept the Giants. Brewers were scuffling, mired in last place. Really struggling on the road, and about 24 hours later, the Brewers have won the first 2 games. Go figure.
It's a wacky game. A little lower, and he might have chased. Davis, not a real patient hitter, likes to swing the bat. One more with the Brewers, and then a 4-game set with the Dodgers, who are scorching hot. Ouch.
The honor. It was a high breaking ball that Davis went after, and he hit it down into that sensitive area. So he reaches the glove up, and of course that happens.
Initial contact with the upper leg. See if you can dial up that first pitch slider they threw him off the plate. There it is.
And it'll be DeJesus to make the grab.
Nice adjustment after leaving the one up. A good idea to come right back to a pitcher best able to make that adjustment right after he throws a bad one. Call for it again, make the adjustment, get the out. Number 5 there, way at the top of the zone, and then this one off the outside corner and down. Early, I know for sure, just 5 hitters into it, but a lot to like about Arrieta's stuff. My goodness. Free and easy gas, and that slider, when he gets on top of it, is nasty.
So unlike some of the deals the Cubs have made over the last couple of years, we have now seen everything the Cubs got back in the Steve Clevenger Scott Feldman deal with the Orioles. Pedro Strop and Jake Arrieta currently on this staff. 1-1 the count on Juan Francisco.
Plus international slot money.
Correct.
The Cubs have been very aggressive in terms of signing international teenagers.
Line and caught. Leaping grab by Anthony Rizzo to end the Milwaukee second. Still scoreless. Seventh inning stretch dog made with a Vienna half-pound foot-long hot dog. That's double the size of the Cubs' other foot-long hot dogs. This one basically just covered with grilled onions, and mustard. Now, what do you have?
That's not a bad way to go here.
Yours, JD.
Not a bad way.
Got,
some
Chicago
relish dog. I got the whole
peppers, tomatoes,
peppers. There's a pork chop in there. A little mashed potato.
So yeah, check it out. You can find them at any of the Chicago Dogs grill carts here at Wrigley Field. And this particular hot dog will not be offered once July is over. So tomorrow is your last chance.
Look at tomato on a dog.
Here's Luis Valbuena. He's playing second for Darwin Barney. Had a very weird play in game one. A 2-out ground ball. All he had to do is throw to first. He ended up throwing to the plate to get a sliding Jonathan Lucroy, and a good heads up play by Wellington Castillo to not jog off the field while the ball was being fielded.
Jim Reynolds, a home plate umpire, had to scramble back into position too to make the call.
On the ground to Jeanette Scooter. That's a good baseball name. He throws him out.
Yeah, you know, I read a story on how he got that name. First of all, he was a big fan of the Muppet Babies, is it? And there's a Scooter character. The story goes that he was in his 4 years old, riding with his mom. He's in the car seat, and he kept unbuckling the latch, and she threatened to take him to the police station, and he kept calling her bluff. So sure enough, she takes him to the police station, and the cop asks him what his name is. So
he dropped the Scooter.
He didn't want to say his real name to the cop. He said Scooter.
Ryan.
Yeah. So that's how he became Scooter. You think, well, he's a scrappy little ball player and he's fast. Ergo Scooter. No. You're just trying to beat the rap at the age of 4.
Thornburg's 1-0 just off the outside on Starlin Castro. It's 2-0. Dipped back below 250, 1 for 9 to start this series. Home run swing that time.
Getting confirmation from Jim Wolf that the ball was high. Hitters like to know when they've gone out of the zone.
A bit in on the hands, and he ends up flying to Schaefer in right. 2 down.
This style of pitching lends itself to a lot of fly ball outs. Elevated fastballs. Guys don't square them up. Get under them a little bit. Catch guys out on the front foot on the changeup. A lot of times that pitch gets hit in the air.
Temperature about the same here for game 2. 70 degrees at around 120. 69 degrees at 7:05. Wind has shifted a little bit, but really has not been a factor. Southwest at 3 this afternoon, and currently east at 4. So we're feeling a slight breeze coming in off the lake. The 0-1 to Ransom is inside. Rob Wooten got his first major league win in game 1. Pitching in relief. A 1-2-3 6th.
Gallardo getting hurt. Going to make an early move to the bullpen. Exford, Wooten, Kinsler, Gonzalez all before Henderson.
Foul tip 2-2. And even though when Gallardo actually left the ball game, The bases were loaded, but he was 1-2 on Darwin Barney, and it kept the Cubs off the board. They had a lot of chances against him. He really had to grind through his 4 2/3. Took him 94 pitches, in fact. They get 14 outs.
Yeah, he just didn't have the life on the fastball, and that's been, from what we've been told, the story most of the year for Gallardo. His velocity's not been there. Life on his pitches isn't there. So when that's the case, it's tougher to finish hitters off. You run deep counts.
Did you ever read the Thornbirds?
Saw the miniseries.
Okay.
Richard Chamberlain was dynamite.
Mitchell Ward, Christopher Plummer. "3-2" is inside for ball 4. First walk given up by Thornburg. Will give Cole Gillespie a chance, making his 5th start as a member of the Cubs. He's playing right.
And Bogasevic continues to rehab the hamstring strain he's dealing with. He stayed in Arizona when the team left after that series with the D-backs. We're misfiring again. Jonathan Lucroy out. Maybe a little mechanical adjustment. Or maybe something along the lines of, hey man, just trust your stuff. Don't try to throw it 150 miles an hour. Just play a little game of catch with me and you'll be okay.
Hitters count here for Gillespie. There you see Ransom at first. He just walked. Pitcher Arrieta's on deck. And it's 3-0.
Ticking all the way on 3-0. Now you want to put him in a box. For one pitch, if you get it, turn it loose.
3-2.
What he was looking for.
Back-to-back 2-out walks.
Back-to-back 2-out walks at the bottom of the order, allowing Arrieta to get an at-bat here in the second inning.
"13 career plate appearances, 1 out of 10. His career OPS plus 100 is average. Anything above 100, you're above average. Anything below 100 is below average. It's 1.
Well, he's got a long
it's not
way.
negative, though.
He's working with a very small sample size.
Nothing in 2. Oh, there goes the bat on strike 3. Hopefully everybody is all right. Thornburg walks a couple but doesn't give up a run. 2 in the books, no score.
Before the school year begins, Brewers finish their series here tomorrow night, and then the Dodgers are in town for a 4-game set. Tickets are available for all games. Purchase tickets about Cubs.com.
Lucha Libre Masked Night. He's taking a little break.
Can't be in character all the time.
Although CM Punk is. We'll chat with the pro wrestling star. Coming up in the 7th before the stretch.
You a wrestling fan?
There's CM Punk. Yeah, my son used to be really into it, so I got to know
the characters.
Yeah, for about a 2-year stretch. Fun.
I remember as a kid growing up in northern New York, we used to get the Canadian version, whatever All-Star Wrestling or whatever it was called. So we had Gilles the Fish Poisson, Giant John Ferret.
John Cena, WWE star, did the stretch a few years ago. Very nice guy. And we've had CM Punk here before too. I think my favorite wrestler of all time was Andy Kaufman. Jerry Lawler had it out on the Letterman show. Betancourt pops it up, and it'll be Valbuena to make the catch.
Andy Kaufman, there was a man who was committed to his craft.
Comes the 1-0 to Jeanette. That missed. 2 balls, no strikes. Well, it's pretty obvious when you watch Pedro Strop and Jake Arrieta. The stuff is pretty electric. It's just translating that stuff into positive results. And for the most part, Strop has been very good. Had a rough one last night, but it was the first time he had allowed a run as a Cub. As a short reliever, now Arrieta getting his first start with his new team.
You have to like what you see stuff-wise, and you know, I think that you take a guy like Feldman, you get real good work out of him for half a year, move him along. Now you bring back 2 guys with plus stuff. I'm not sure what they ultimately will become, but they both have pretty high ceilings based on their arms.
Well, that's where, as a president and GM, Theo Epstein, Jed Hoyer, they bring in the minor league staff, the big league staff. They trust their people, and as Theo recently said, now it's about development and getting the most out of the guys they've acquired. Deep to left, Lake drifting back and on the track, makes a nice over the shoulder grab. Looked like a 60-yard touchdown pass.
Lake fooled a little bit by this ball. Jeanette hitting the ball over his head in left field. Wind perhaps aiding it a little bit. You said the operative word, drifting after, which you prefer not to do. But all's well that ends well. Still not a lot of outfield experience for Lake. The tools are there. Speed, strong arm. Just needs to play. Arrieta's not a kid. He's 27 years of age.
Got a no-hitter in the 7th.
Who's got that going?
Zach Wheeler. With a 2-0 lead. Mets are in Miami. The Marlins without a hit through 6. We'll keep you posted. Wheeler has walked 2. Called strike 3 to get the pitcher. Good start for Arrieta. 3 scoreless innings on no hits himself. To wrap up this homestand this Sunday, August 4th at 1:20, the first 5,000 children 13 and younger will get a Cubs book cover, compliments of City Target. Then after the game, the first 1,000 children will have the chance to run the bases. For more information or to purchase tickets, as always, go to Cubs.com. And please send us your comments on tonight's game through Twitter using hashtag Cubs Talk. We will read one back later in the game. We call it our AT&T tweet. Much happening with these two offenses. As Thornburg and Arrieta facing their opponent for the first time.
Jesus with that top-down approach should be able to handle that high fastball from Thornburg. It's a great 0-0 pitch. Good tight curveball. Drops it in there for strike one. Struck David out his first at bat with a good changeup.
Nice play by Betancourt. Blake has the only hit in the ball game, a single in the first. Here's the 0-1. A breaking ball.
Most guys who bunt for hits do it with no strikes. Lake has tried it with one strike. That time showed it with one strike. Downside, of course, is if you don't get it down or you take it for a strike, you only have one pitch to play with.
Deep right, but again playable. In fact, coming in a step or two is Schaefer after darting back to the warning track. Bring up Rizzo, 2 outs. Andy Pettit and Zach Greinke later on tonight. Yanks and Dodgers in interleague action. Three AL/NL matchups tonight. Arizona trailing at Tampa Bay 3-0 in the bottom of the 5th. Yunel Escobar with his 8th. And Detroit with a 5-1 lead over the Nationals. Alex Avila with his 7th. I think it was a grand slam. Let me double check. Yep. Off Steven Strasburg.
Strasburg with a losing record despite a very good ERA.
Swing and a miss to end the inning. Pretty impressive stuff from Thornburg and Arrieta through 3. Cool Ranch Doritos Locos Tacos from Taco Bell. Liv Moss. It has been a long day, but a productive one for the Menards grounds crew. Had a little rain during game one. Field is in wonderful shape.
Those guys can work both ends of a doubleheader.
See how Arrieta fares now the second time through the Brewers lineup. Gave up one base runner. That was a walk to the guy at the plate, Logan Schaefer. He later would be caught stealing third. 1 ball, no strikes. Driven deep to left. Lake is back on. It's going to be over his head and right in that well area for the Brewers' first hit. A leadoff double for Schaefer.
Schaefer, like Jeanette, showing pretty good power the other way. Dropping the head on that fastball from Arrieta. Little runner down and away, and he just stays on it. Tries to pull it. Nothing good is going to happen.
Ransom in on the grass at third against Bianchi. And he shows bunt late and he pops it up. What's interesting, JD, how sometimes guys try that sneak attack, show bunt very late and end up just not getting it down.
Yeah, big leg kick as if you're going to take a swing and then tries to push a bunt down towards third base. A pitcher's best friend. First pitch pop up bunt.
I thought the double play ball was the pitcher's BFF.
It is. This would be the pitcher's second best friend.
Lucroy lined out to center his first time up. Ground ball to Rizzo. He will get to the bag in plenty of time with Schaefer advancing to third. There are 2 outs. The 29th annual Cubs convention coming up at the Sheraton Chicago Hotel and Towers, January 17th through the 19th, 2014. You can reserve a room by visiting CubsConvention.com. or call the Sheraton Chicago and ask for the Cubs convention rate. All reservations come with convention passes built into the room package. And we hope you will join us this January. 2 outs, runner at third for Gomez.
Gomez a big part of the picture going forward. For the Brewers, we're not so sure about some of the other cast of characters that have been around for a while. Corey Hart, Aramis Ramirez, what their futures hold. Aramis having a hard time staying healthy. Corey Hart's been out all year.
Arrieta put together 6'4", 225, was not always that way. A little undersized, overweight when he was in high school. Worked very hard, eventually shot up 5 or 6 inches. Concentrated on conditioning and his nutrition. 3-1. Here it comes. Very late swing for Gomez there on that 3-1 offering. 3-2.
Gomez, I think he was looking breaking ball there on 3-1. That was a little emergency 9-1-1 hack on that 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Make sure you do your work inside against Gomez. He'll swing at it too, up and in a little bit. You can jam him.
That's where he goes, but it was up a little bit too much. Second walk of the night for Arrieta, and it brings up Davis. The no-hitter is over for Zach Wheeler. Ed Lucas with a one-out single for the Marlins in the bottom of the 7th. Mets still lead 2-0.
That's pretty excited about that duo, Harvey and Wheeler. They figure they could be at the top of that rotation for a long time.
Gomez takes off for second. Navarro fakes a throw, and Schaefer was not biting. Stolen base number 27 for Gomez.
A couple times on the road trip in similar situations, they threw through and the ball got away and they gave up cheap runs. A guy like Gomez, he got a good jump and he's so fast, difficult to throw out anyway. So thinking being with 2 outs, why take a chance of giving up a cheap run? Davis, another guy who I think is vulnerable to good inside fastballs, especially when you have giddy up like Arrieta does. His swing is a little long.
Even now, 2-2. Still another game to go in this series. Willie Peralta and Edwin Jackson tomorrow night in Game 4. The Dodgers come in Thursday night. The 2-2 pitch. Fouled out of play, first base side. Marlins have now tied that game 2-2 in the 7th. So the no-hitter is gone, and so is the Mets' lead.
Was able to get to that 95-mile-an-hour fastball. And that's what I'm talking about. If that ball is in, I think it ties him up. And he swings and misses, or maybe hits a meek pop-up.
Another 2-2, and he bounced it off his front foot.
A tough year for Ron Renicky, the manager of the Brewers. All the injuries, the Ryan Braun circus.
Sharply hit roller right to Valbuena, and this will end it. They'll leave a couple in scoring position. Bottom four, still 0-0.
'16 Chicago teams will compete to be the first Woody's Wiffle Ball Classic champion. The Woods will welcome Chicago's favorite celebrities for a home run derby and celebrity game under the lights of Wrigley. And you can join all the fun. Purchase tickets at woodyswiffleballclassic.org.
Deoner Navarro leading off the Cubs fourth. He's the cleanup man tonight. Ball one outside. Now 1-1. That's a base hit. The second for the Cubs. And now the first time they've had the leadoff man on. Stayed right on that pitch.
Let it get deep. Shoot it the other way. As with a good lively four-seam fastball, sometimes it can be tough to pull. You try to pull that, you're just going to hit a fly ball or a pop-up.
Thornburg's 0-1 is low. Even with the win in the first 2 games of this series, Milwaukee 45-61. Started the day 19 games out of first place.
All the injuries, and then the starting pitching's been a mess for much of the season. Better lately, though. If you look at the NL Central, the Pirates now a half a game better than the Cardinals as they play game 2 of a doubleheader tonight. Reds 5 back, and then the Cubs and the Brewers.
And the Reds, having lost 4 in a row, still 4 games up for that second wild card. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Valbuena is retired. 5 punch-outs already for Thornburg.
Back to the changeup there. Pitch he's used effectively against the left-handed hitters. Not in a great spot, but he really sells it. Well, you don't want to throw that belt-high changeup. He got away with it.
Castro takes a curve for a strike. Yeah, much closer in terms of the wild card over in the American League, currently being led by the Red Sox and Orioles. Cleveland a half game behind Baltimore. Texas 1 back. Yankees 2.5 out. So still a long way to go and a lot of movement possible in the AL. Kansas City only 5 out in the wild card. They've won 6 in a row. They're leading tonight. Double check that. Yeah, 4-1 in the 3rd. The Royals leading the Twins.
But some people are pushing for the trade deadline to be pushed back a little bit. The second wild card, more teams in the mix. Teams having a hard time identifying whether they want to be buyers or sellers.
What do you think? August 15th, maybe? 2 weeks?
Yeah, I hear that.
Backhanded by Bianchi. They're only going to get 1. Let's get our AT&T tweet. Our second one of the day. Hey guys, what do you do with your free time with a doubleheader?
Finished the first game.
First game ended after 5, correct?
It did.
I'm going to say like 5:05, 5:10. So I basically got up, went in, had dinner.
Yeah. Basically just rebooted and did the same routine we do before the first game. Have something to eat, sit back down, fill up your lineup card, get online, get the scouting report on the other team.
Went through the mail. Called my wife. Got ready for game 2. That's it.
Players will go into the clubhouse, have a little bite to eat, kick back a little bit. Get a rub.
One strike on Ransom. Yeah, you had a good idea, but it was too late. We could have gotten massages between games.
That would have been good. Next time we have a day-night doubleheader, we'll make sure we schedule that. Yeah.
Inside, 1-1 on Ransom. Dave McKay, the first base coach, chatting with Castro.
Nice sized crowd here. Haven't had a lot to get excited about.
Well, the ballpark has filled up nicely here for game 2.
Committed. Not sure how you make that happen, but that's pretty impressive.
It is. Just for cobwebs. Castro runs, and he is out. That's a great play by Jeanette. A one-hop throw. He kept the ball in his glove, applied the tag, and that's the inning. So we'll head to the 5th. 0-0. Snow cone. Brought to you by Nationwide Insurance Agent Jeff Vukovich. Visit jeffvuk.com. Nationwide is on your side. Jake Arrieta with his Cubs debut tonight. And JD and I were talking about Strop and Arrieta trying to turn stuff into results at this level.
Yeah, another one of those change of scenery guys that we keep talking about. I do think the interesting part of the Feldman trade is that the Cubs went for major league ready pieces instead of some of those Class A prospects, and I'm sure Dale and Chris Bosio are kind of happy to see some reinforcements on the way, especially after what happened last season when they traded away 40% of the rotation.
International slot money, obviously a pretty important part of it, but Arrieta and Strop are pretty intriguing guys, and Jake has been really good here early on tonight. He's gotten behind in the count, but has been able to make pitches when needed as Juan Francisco swings and misses. Patrick, I know you do it during the game. I do too, just to get updates on Twitter. It has been a frenzy trying to follow all the rumors going on around baseball. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but based on what I've read, is that ball is hammered by Francisco into the bleachers in left center. That's a leadoff home run. His 14th.
9th one since putting on a Brewer uniform. We saw a bad Francisco last night at first base, mishandle a couple of balls. You just saw good Francisco. His bat is what keeps him in the big leagues. Big, strong guy, swings and misses a lot, but when he runs into one, he's got tremendous power. And there's our Ford home run replay. First run of the ball game off the bat of Juan Francisco.
Yeah, so based on what I've read, I've gathered there might be a 17-team trade at some point here in the next 24 hours.
I think Ian Kennedy's been traded to up and down the West Coast, like 8 different teams. So I think obviously everything seems to go down to the deadline, whether it's signing a draft pick or kind of trading a player. And I definitely think we've been trying to set the over-under a number of Cubs players traded. And I think we're talking maybe 2.5. I'm not sure what you guys think, but certainly a lot of moves to be made still.
Based on Twitter, it sounds like the most hits in terms of the rumors right now are on Nate Scherholtz.
Yeah, he's kind of been linked to the Pittsburgh Pirates for a while now, and they could obviously use him, but so could the Cubs. There's a lot of logic in keeping him here as a guy who's under club control next year.
Betancourt flies out to Gillespie.
You know what I like to do this time of year, and I should have done it a couple of days ago, is just make up a rumor and float it out there, and then just see if it circulates, if it gets back out there.
It would.
Just something absurd like, Miguel Cabrera is being traded to the Phillies for Cliff Lee and Charlie Manuel, and then just see what happens.
You probably find someone to confirm it for you.
Yeah, they'll get out there. We don't know that this is happening, but we hear they're talking.
Well, that's the thing about the Samardzija, just his name being mentioned, and all of a sudden it takes on a life of its own. But when you think about it, why wouldn't the Cubs be asked about Jeff Samardzija if they're talking to teams about other players? I think you'd be not doing your job if you're an opposing general manager looking for starting pitching, and not at least ask Theo or Jed, hey, would you ever consider it? Yeah. And based on what they've said, Patrick, I think they would consider just about anything if the price happened to be right.
Yeah, they've said since they took over here, no one's untouchable. We'll listen to anything, and we'll try and figure out a way to see if it makes sense. But it's almost impossible to imagine what would make sense giving up on Jeff Samardzija at this point. Maybe next summer, as they kind of get farther along and have a better sense of where they are, maybe you'd revisit it. But from everyone I've talked to on both sides, that Samardzija he wants to stay here, he wants to win in Chicago, and the Cubs are going to make him, a priority long term.
Jeanette comes out to Valbuena. 2 outs here. It'll bring up Thornburg, the pitcher. The Cubs right now seem to be firmly entrenched in 4th place. Starting the day 8.5 behind Cincinnati and well up on Milwaukee. Dale talked yesterday about 500. Kind of 2 parts. I think it would mean a lot to this club to have that as a goal right now until the end of the season to finish with a 500 record. But as he said in the big picture, it's just a number. That's not our ultimate goal.
Yeah, it seems like we're doing this a couple of years now, talking about that or playing contenders and tricking yourself and stuff like that. But he says if you're going home, that's the only thing that matters.
That's right. Well, Patrick, as always, thanks for the time. Our Cubs insider.
Have a hot dog,
Brewers.
Patrick. Grill wants to spread their 3 cheese queso love to the Chicagoland area. Opt into Qdoba's mobile club by texting Q to 50500 to receive free chips and queso.
One nothing on the Francisco home run. Well, if that's rain, I can barely see it. The first pitch strike on a breaking ball to Ransom. He was at the plate when the 4th inning ended. Castro caught stealing. Fly ball might bring more rain. Gomez under it.
And Jeanette able to handle the 1-hop throw from Jonathan LaCroix. We'll take a look at our Coors Light freeze cam. Ball dangling from the end of his glove. And the question is, how do you apply a tag and still maintain control? Very soft with the tag. He gets the call, gets his man, and is able to maintain control of the ball. Castro with a little sleight of hand made it a tough call at second base.
And Gillespie into right. On both times, a walk and a single. We'll put Arrieta in a bunting spot here.
Arrieta's former teammate Chris Davis went deep for the 38th time tonight. First time since the All-Star break, I believe. Yeah, he hit 37 at the break.
Be the other Chris Davis.
The other Chris Davis. Those home run derby competitors have a hard time getting going in the second half. Always debate every year about whether there's a legitimate cause and effect, the home run derby and a power outage in the second half.
Barehanded by Betancourt, but he'll have to get the out at first. It goes 5-4 with Jeanette covering first.
Nice job. Good bunt.
See if the Jesus can knock him in. Gillespie at second with 2 outs. Pitch. Slide and block by Lucroy.
He's really good behind the plate. Not a great thrower. Smart, calls a good game. Very good receiver.
Off the plate outside, 2-1. Gillespie, the tying run at second. He singled with one out, moved up on the sac bunt by Arrieta. And the pitch, 3-1. Lake next if DeJesus gets on. He walked him.
The changeup that was so good for him early in the game let him down there. He threw in a back-to-back pitches. Wasn't close with either one of them.
We've alluded to this bizarre number for the Brewers pitching staff. They went their first 66 games without a shutout, but in their last 40 they've picked up 9, including one last night. So they've matched last year's total in a fourth of the season.
Kyle Loesch, who was the starting pitcher here last night, has been really, really good. Willie Peralta, who will pitch tomorrow, has turned a corner.
Think about how much has changed the last couple of years for this Brewers starting staff. And they had one of the most consistent in baseball. They had that great year in 2011, but it sure didn't last very long, did it? They had Gallardo, Greinke, Markham, Narvis, and Wolf. They all made at least 28 starts 2 years ago. Marco Estrada made 7. They used 6 starters total that year. This year they've used Loesch, Peralta, Gallardo, Estrada, Burgos, Gorzolani, Figueroa, Hand, Fires, Hellweg, and now Thornburg. It's 11 guys. Swing and a miss by Lake. It's 2-2.
Not happy with himself. He's shown a willingness to get after that high fastball. Of those 9 shutouts by the Brewers, all but one of those combined shutouts. Willie Peralta has a complete game shutout.
It's low and it's full. Gillespie at second, DeJesus at first. They will go with movement. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. He got him on a breaking ball, and Lake has words for Jim Wolf. He'll be the judge as we go to break. 1-0 Milwaukee.
Xfinity high-speed action, and we're gearing up for CM Punk here on Lucha Libre night at the ballpark. Our camera crew looking solid, especially with the glasses outside of the mask. I think that's a real nice touch. Nothing says I'm going to beat your brains in. Uh-oh, the chair! Time to go to the foreign object. I would put my mask on, but I'm afraid he'd come in here and throw me out of the booth.
Arrieta against Schaefer here in the Brewers' 6th. 1-0 on the Juan Francisco homer in the 5th.
Faced the minimum through 3. A couple of base runners in the 4th, but got out of it.
Infield pop up. Luis Valbuena. Cub fans join Cubs board member Todd Ricketts on August 25th for a charity 100-mile bike ride that starts and finishes at Wrigley Field. After the ride, celebrate on the outfield with a performance by Bodines. For exclusive details, please go to worldbicyclerelief.org. Jeff Bianchi, ball 1. De Jesus back a couple of steps. I wish David enjoyed playing the game just a little more. He never looks like he's having any fun.
You know how there's an assumption that back in the old days things were tougher?
Yes.
Here's a note on this date in baseball history, going way back, 1873.
Right.
The Philadelphia Athletics play their first game in 3 weeks after spending a holiday at Cape May, New Jersey, to rest from the rigors of the season. We get excited about the All-Star break. These guys took 3 weeks off. They got thumped 24-10 in Boston, but they had a nice vacation. Just one strikeout for Arrieta tonight. He came against Thornburg, the opposing pitcher, in the 3rd. But there hasn't been a lot of real solid contact off of him either.
Nice play by Rizzo. Now Arrieta's got to get to the bag first, and the ball gets out of his glove. Lucroy should pick up an infield hit.
Maybe just a little bit of a hesitation on the part of Arrieta, because of where Rizzo was positioned as a pitcher. If you don't recognize that prior to the pitch, you think that's going to be a 4-3 putout. Rizzo way off the line.
He would have beaten him there, so we'll see.
See the hesitation. He assumes that's going to be a 4-3 play until he looks and sees Rizzo making the play, and then he's got to get on his horse and hustle over there, creating a little more tougher angle. Giving Arrieta an error there, and as a pitcher, you prefer that to be an error than a hit. But really, the error was just more of a mental error in the late break. Instincts kick in. You're so used to playing the game for so many years, and certain things look like certain types of plays. And this one does not look like a ground ball to the first baseman. should always, on every ground ball to the right side, you should at least start in that direction. Better to start and stop than to get a late break. Good looking pitch. Now instead of 1-1, he's got to make a big pitch here to a dangerous hitter.
Runner goes and Gomez fouls. All right, well, here's a good one for you on this date. You know, Luis Valbuena today in game 1 forgot how many outs there were, threw home when all he needed to do was throw to first to end the inning. Back in 1951, Joe DiMaggio against Detroit caught a fly ball in deep center, thought it was the third out, started to trot in. It was only out number 2, and George Kell, another Hall of Famer, would score from second base. The Yanks would win the game, and Joe would knock in the winning run in the 9th.
Joe D, not infallible. He made a really nice cup of coffee, too. Boy, he swings hard. Nothing wrong with swinging hard if you're swinging at strikes. He does expand the zone. He's going to get his money's worth. The other one about Joe D that bothered me, Yogi used to say this all the time, and I've heard other people say it, and I don't know, I never saw him play. He's the best center fielder ever, never had to dive for a ball. I don't get that. They're always, you know, there should have been a ball, a few balls over the course of the season that were beyond your reach that you have to leave your feet for.
Thing is, you know, we didn't get to watch, even if we would have been around then, to watch every game on television. Nowadays, every mistake, you're going to find it. Even Hall of Fame caliber players go through some failure, make mistakes. It does happen. Ball 4.
Two quick outs, then the error, followed by the walk. Chris Davis pinch hit 3-run home run in game 1 of this doubleheader. Comes to home plate 0 for 2 here in the nightcap. Yeah, you know, and when we had Rich and I on with us in the 7th inning stretch in the first game, he talked about, you asked him about his biggest moment as a Cub, and he talked about pitching the team into first place on a Saturday game of the week. You know, that was a big deal. I remember as players, even, you know, I came along a fair bit after Rich, and you know, that Saturday game of the week, we referred to it as the game of the world. It was a big deal.
Davis went around for a strike.
So we see everything now, the good, the bad, the highlights, the walk-off home runs. Big Poppy going postal on a dugout phone.
The things that are not documented by video or film, I guess back in the day, take on legendary status. 1-2. But I will tell you, because we were there, Gene Segura stole first base. We are not exaggerating. kick, the pitch, fouled back.
Davis showing an unwillingness to cut down on his swing as well.
Well, some good pitching in Pittsburgh. The Pirates that we mentioned beat the Cardinals 2-1 in 11 in the first game to jump into first place. They're in the 5th inning, 1-0 Pittsburgh in game 2. Got away from him a little bit. That levels the count. Alex Presley with the game-ending RBI and an infield hit. Navarro and Arrieta working together for the first time. Done a nice job tonight.
It's a good visit here by Navarro. If they try to finish Davis off, he doesn't want to just call a pitch, but he wants to tell Arrieta what he's thinking, how he wants this pitch executed.
That's intimidating.
I'd pitch around him.
Two on, two down, a 2-2 count on Davis. Swing and a miss, strike 3. An error and a walk extended the frame, but Arrieta gets out of it. Still 1-0 Milwaukee. Season to remember with the Blackhawks' biggest stars. Catch an exclusive interview with Corey Crawford tonight at 6:30. The goaltender tells his story of his NHL journey and how it felt to go from small-town goalie to Stanley Cup hero. See the interview tonight on Sportsnet Central. Anthony Rizzo fouls off. We're underway in the Cubs' 6th. They have out-hit Milwaukee 3-2, but Juan Francisco with a home run. That's why the Brewers lead 1-0.
Rizzo attacking that first pitch, something he's done quite frequently lately, understandably so. This year he's batting .422 when he puts that first pitch in play. 5 of his home runs have come on the first offering. Sometimes in at bat, that's your best pitch to hit. Pitcher's trying to get ahead. He's willing to take a shot in the strike zone early and then expand. Can't go up there hacking it at all the time, but certainly is an understandable strategy to be ready to hit early. That's kind of the MO of Cubs organization philosophically. Yeah, they want guys who can walk.
Gomez tracking and catching for the out.
They don't want guys up there just taking pitches for the sake of taking pitches.
Selective aggressiveness. That's the mantra.
Especially the guys with power, guys who can take advantage of that pitch that's out over the heart of the plate early and drive the ball for extra bases.
It's Michael Bowden up in the Cub pen. Bert Badenhop for Milwaukee. Perfectly placed on the inside corner. 1-2.
Spot starts for Arrieta and Thornburg here tonight, and they've both stepped up and delivered.
Well, your theory was that the pitchers should be a little bit better in game 2. Maybe a little bit of that. And the stuff has been really good as well. Off the end of the bat, little blooper. And Gomez can't get to it before it finds the grass. Navarro with his second hit tonight.
Thing of beauty here. Solid line drive single to left last time. Now a little gap wedge into shallow center. Gomez, who can run under just about anything, just not able to get to that one.
Pitchers hate it when they've made their pitch and they don't get the out. Sometimes those bloopers over the infielders and in front of the outfielders bother them more than the gappers. Give up solid contact, you expect to give up a hit.
I feel like you deserved it. Get a guy off the end of the batter, you jam him. That should be a pitcher's win.
Finals, Baltimore did beat Houston 4-3. JD mentioned Chris Davis with his 38. Cleveland another win over the White Sox 7-4. They got 4 in the bottom of the 8th to do it. And it was Yan Gomes, 2-run double. Ended up being the difference.
Viva Brazil.
Andre Rienzo was really good. He went 7 innings, gave up 3 runs. They were all unearned in his debut.
So the only 2 Brazilians to ever play Major League Baseball
were in Cleveland facing one another tonight. How about that? Boston over Seattle, a final 8-2 at Fenway. But the Rays lead 5-0 in the 9th over Arizona, trying to stay a half a game ahead of the Sox. Detroit a winner Anibal Sanchez beat Steven Strasburg 5-1 the final. Alex Avila, the game-winning grand slam in the 6th. Off of third, and it's Betancourt for the out.
Nationals had won 3 in a row. With that loss, they dropped back to 3 below 500. Phillies fading fast. Have dropped 8 in a row.
They just beat the Giants, however, so they've ended that streak 7-3. Lannon over Zito. Young and Ruiz with homers for the Phillies. We'll see them for the first time next week. And their first-year third base coach, Ryne Sandberg. Diving stop, Betancourt from his knees, and he gets the out at second. A force play ends the inning. So we'll head off to the 7th. It is 1-0 Milwaukee. And the GTS on my new partner.
Not to you. Not to you.
That's how we initiate the new guy.
I thought we had Wolverine in the booth.
You're in trouble, though. Oh, look, flattery will get you everywhere. Now you might actually be the recipient of these moves.
So how are you, sir? Chicago native. Great to have you back in town.
I'm great. What a nice night to wear a lucha mask at a baseball game. Right?
Absolutely.
How come you guys don't have your masks on?
Well, we thought you might throw us out of the booth.
Faces for radio and all. You should maybe have some masks on. No, I'm just kidding.
Have you ever worn a mask?
Yeah, I have. I got my head shaved once, and I didn't want the world to see me bald, so I donned a mask for a minute. No, I mean,
you
no offense.
You got a problem with bald?
No, bald is beautiful, but me, bald, I look horrible.
Yeah.
This, underneath this beautiful coif of hair is the ugliest bald head you've ever seen in your life.
Juan Francisco with the home run, his last at bat, the only run of the game. Beautiful night here at the ballpark.
It'd be a better night if we could get some runs.
I would agree.
Yeah. I mean, I got a jersey. I need some cleats. Maybe I can go out there and help out. What a disaster that would be.
Did you play ball growing up?
I did. I was a catcher.
Okay.
So put me in coach.
But no mask, no mitt, right? You just went back there with no equipment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Back in my day, we didn't have knee savers, and we didn't actually.
All right, so here's and you don't have to tell me if you don't want to. Is it more fun to be a good guy or a bad guy?
Oh, it's
than what you do?
Come on, I'll tell you, I'm an open book. It's way more fun to be a bad guy. Way more fun. I don't know what I am right now, though. You know,
kind of caught in the middle.
I'm in Chicago. I'm a good guy.
Okay.
You know, I love everybody here.
I guess the ultimate question is, does the 10-year-old kid like the bad guys ultimately? And if they do it, that's what it's all about.
You know, when I was a 10-year-old kid, that's all I cared about was the bad guy. You know.
Who's your favorite bad guy?
Back then, you know, evil Jake the Snake, Shawn Michaels, like chubby heartthrob Shawn Michaels. I was a big fan of that guy. Ric Flair.
Oh yeah. Who are your Canadian guys, JD?
Gilles Le Fish Poisson.
Oh wow, we're going deep on that one. Oh,
drop, but I think it hit the net anyway, and it would not have been a catch.
Good eye, good eye. I noticed the umpire today is a very handsome man. I sit that close.
Did you notice he's a workout guy?
Yeah,
Wolf, yeah.
Look, he looks like he takes care of himself.
Yeah.
He looks a little bit like Corbin Burnson from Major League. Little Roger Dorn going on right there.
His brother Randy Wolf, I want to say former big league pitcher. He's not pitching anywhere this year.
He might be recovering from injury.
Yeah, he's coming back from Tommy John surgery.
Oh, okay.
2 strikes on Betancourt.
A couple years back, I had my elbow scoped. I was down in Birmingham, and coming out of surgery, I had everything, you know, my elbow wrapped up, and everybody just kept saying, "Oh, Tommy John." So I just went with it. I told everybody I was a relief pitcher for the Expos because I figured nobody paid attention to the Expos.
So you're in Birmingham. Was it Dr. Andrews?
Yep, that's my guy.
That's the guy. Yeah.
Did my elbow, did my knee. Got him on speed dial. He's a guy to know.
A good guy, yeah.
You probably picked up a couple miles an hour in velocity after that without even knowing it.
Yeah, absolutely. I've done enough first pitches.
Yeah.
But I've gotten better progressively over the years. I'm a slow learner, though.
Jeanette with 2 outs, nobody on. And a ground ball.
Oh.
That gets past a diving Darwin Barney, who just came into the game. We get a pinch hitter for Thornburg.
I didn't even know that Darwin had checked into the ball game. I was about to say Barney probably gets that one.
It's been a long day.
Not the case.
It's definitely been a long day for everybody here. He had a good first game. He had some hits.
Okay, so the 10-year-old kid. Do you go by Mr. Punk for the kids? I mean,
No.
What's the
Some people
salutation?
do. Some people do keep it very polite, and they call me Mr. Punk.
That has to make you feel
But
good.
it sounds a little strange.
And you tell him, no, that's what I call my dad.
Yeah. Nope, that's my father.
Gindel already with 4 hits in this series. Well, the starters out, both were very good. Arrieta in his Cub debut and Thornburg in his Wrigley Field debut. Swing and a miss. 0-2.
Oden pretty crisp here tonight too. Fastball there at 92.
You can follow Mr. Punk on Twitter at CM Punk. It's very easy.
If you choose to, yeah. It'd be nice. You have to be polite and spell everything correctly. Use impeccable grammar.
All right, here we go.
Here
Ready
we
to
go.
sing.
Conductor for Take Me Out to the Ball Game, professional wrestler CM Punk.
Citizens of Chicago, I have come here to chew bubblegum and sing, but I'm all out of bubblegum. A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back, for it's root for the. If they it's a shame, for it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. All right, let's get some runs. Let's send them back to Milwaukee.
Family Foundation after the game. Cafe Brower, Wednesday, August 14th. It's the inaugural cook-off for cancer. Chicago celebrity chefs will cook off self-inspired ballpark fairs served by Cubs players and voted on by all attendees. It'll be a night of food and fun for a great cause. All proceeds will benefit pediatric cancer research, care, and support, a cause close to home for Anthony Rizzo and his family. To get tickets, go to Cubs.com/cook. Bert Badenhop is in. Good job, Michael Bowden. 3 strikeouts in that inning. Ransom swings at the first pitch, cut off by Betancourt, and Francisco off the bag. Ball gets out, and the Cubs are in business.
Francisco whiffed essentially on 2 throws to first base last night. This throw offline. Betancourt travels a long way to get this one, cutting off Bianchi, and
now they're going to give the air to Francisco. Yeah, I guess his foot still was barely on the base as the ball got there.
The footwork a little sloppy.
There's Gillespie. Fine young gentleman, CM Punk. Got to root for the local guys, right?
Did have the Wolverine thing going on.
He did.
Or Jean Valjean, depending on your point of view.
Here's the 0-1. It is a strike.
Badenhop, a bundle of energy out there when he pitches. Hopping around the mound, talking to himself.
He's got Hop in his name.
Fits, doesn't it? There have been a lot of quiet innings for this Cub lineup lately. They managed to win those 3 games in San Francisco, but total just 6 runs. Shut out last night. They did score 5 in the first game of this doubleheader, but all of those in 1 inning. They've had 1 eruption, and that's been about it.
Full count, 3-2.
Start the runner to stay out of the double play here, or are you worried about a swing and miss strikeout?
Runner going, a topper foul. You want to stay out of that double play for sure. I think more than anything, for me in this spot, JD, is just you can't wait around waiting for a big hit. You got to push the envelope.
Yeah, and Badenhop's not a guy who overpowers you and you feel like your hitter should be able to put him in play. The question is, if you know your hitter well enough, what you don't want to have happen is a guy get a little anxious with that man going and go out of the zone and swing at what would have been ball 4. So you're looking for ball 4 or contact here from Gillespie if Ransom goes again, as he did on that last 3-2 offering.
He goes again. So no double play chance, no outs. They haven't hit a ball out of the infield, and they have 2 on. That's an error on Bianchi.
Well, depending on what the Giants did today, this Brewer club likely leads the National League in errors committed. They were running neck and neck with the Giants.
I'll tell you right now, they made 1.
Was trying to hand the Cubs a runner. So in this inning, Darwin Barney, who came into play second, is now in the 9th spot in the batting order. I'm guessing he's up there to bunt.
With DeJesus on deck. High for a ball. Our AT&T U-verse multi-view, big threat here on 2 errors. Gets away, another mistake. 2nd and 3rd.
A pitcher's mission in this situation is to throw a strike. The guy's looking to get a bunt down. Last thing you want to do is end up walking him or throwing one to the backstop, as Badenhop does here.
Yeah, that's a passed ball. But if you're Lucroy, that's probably the last place you're expecting to pitch. Passed ball is the equivalent of a catcher's error. That's 3 really on the Brewers this inning. And they have to bring their infielders in. 2-0 on Barney. Ground ball to short. Runners stay right where they are as Bianchi throws to first. 1 out.
Yeah, with nobody out and with the top of the order coming up next, I'm going to play conservatively down there at third base. Now with 1 out, much greater chance that Ransom's going on contact.
Will they pitch to DeJesus or load the bases and go after the rookie? For now, they will pitch to DeJesus.
Yeah, I think Ron Renicke's thinking, I've got to get 2 outs. Do I want to get DeJesus and Lake, or Lake and Rizzo?
Right.
And he's got a base open here so that if he were to get into a hitter's count, they wouldn't have to give in to DeJesus. Lake with his speed, a tough guy to double up.
Everybody in. 1 strike on DeJesus. Ransom at third. Gillespie at second. The 0-1.
It really would be rude of the Cubs not to score at least one run here. When somebody's charitable and tries to give you a gift, as the Brewers have, you should accept that gift. 2 errors and a pass ball. They've been very, very generous.
The kick, the 1-1. That's driven deep. Right center for DeJesus, and it's going to knock in 2. He's on his way to second. It's 2-1.
Really was the polite thing to do. Accept that charity with the tip of the cap. E3, E6 pass ball, 2-run double. Go down and get that low fastball. Gapper, one bounce high off the wall. Cubs lead.
Well, they're not earned, but they count. Now it's Lake. Sure does help you set up an inning when you get 5 outs. Oh, 2.
Junior got rung up on a borderline pitch last time.
Rondon is up. Able to just hold up. Estabrook with the call. Fredo Figaro up in the Milwaukee pen. That's a bullpen coach, Lee Tunnell, watching. Swing and a miss. He got him. 2 outs.
David DeJesus with an aggressive secondary lead, dancing off the bag. I'm not so sure that didn't affect the concentration of Junior Lake a little bit there in the batter's box. Pitch he's shown a willingness to chase. Got a base open, so they can pitch carefully here to Rizzo if they like. Navarro's on deck. He's got a couple of knocks tonight.
So in the inning is Gomez will make the catch, but the Cubs utilizing 2 errors and a passed ball by the Brewers to set up the inning. Get the big 2-run double from DeJesus and now lead by a run. what it means to be a Cub for life. Receive a customized photo announcing the birth on the Wrigley Field marquee, a Cubs birth certificate, Cubs baby stocking cap, and a Cubs Rookie of the Year onesie. Perfect for parents and friends alike. Visit Cubs.com for more info and to sign up today. Well, Michael Bowden now, the pitcher of record, he can get the win, and Dale's going to send him back out for the top of the 8th. Schaefer, Bianchi, and Lucroy 1, 2, 3 for the Brewers.
Bowden working in a high leverage situation here. That has not been the norm for him at the big league level this year. Chance to make an impression. He was really good last inning.
Clearly, based on the bullpen usage here in this doubleheader, Dale has a few guys he'd like to stay away from if possible. Saw Kevin Gregg quickly get up in game 1. Never did come into the game.
Stroke did not work in game 1, but he worked the prior 3 games. Blake Parker worked 2 innings in game 1 of the doubleheader.
We saw Rondon get up briefly. We haven't seen Guerrier. One and two.
Splitter got away.
Missed by much. It's full 3-2. Ball 4 on another close one.
Cardinals sin leadoff walk, 7th inning or later in a tight ball game. See, against a guy who does not have a lot of power. Schaefer does have speed. Ron Renicky has used Caleb Gindel off of his bench. Still has Aoki from the left side, Maldonado, Segura, and Weeks from the right side.
So Bowden balks.
Return to charity of the Brewers. They were sloppy in the 7th, and now leadoff walk followed by a balk to move the tying run into scoring position.
Balks are normally not this obvious.
Yeah, and I usually rail against all balk calls, but even I have to accept that one. I think the balk is overcalled, if there is such a word. But that was a no-doubter.
Now Bianchi bunts, and it's going to go foul. Could not get down a sac bunt in the fourth inning. Popped out to the pitcher. Now 2 strikes on him. Roberto Hernandez got oh so close to a complete game shutout. Rays did win 5-2 the final, and he did complete the game. He's the former Fausto Carmona. 1 point retired 22 of 25. Swing and a miss. Bianchi strikes out.
Nice job of Michael Bowden turning the page. And a bad AB by Bianchi.
And for Avis, super slow-mo.
Tantalizing, yet hard to get to high fastball.
One and 0 on Lucroy. 2 homers for Freddie Freeman. Brian McCann with a 3-run homer. The Braves stay hot, winning their 5th in a row, 11-3 over the Rockies. So they now have a 10-game lead in the East.
And it's not like they've played that great since getting off to a rollicking start. Just the rest of the division has been so bad.
Mets got 2 in the 10th to beat Miami 4-2. Lifted to right. Gillespie has it. And Schaefer tags and heads to third. There are 2 outs, and it will be Gomez.
Would have been enough to get him in had Bianchi been able to get him over. But the strikeout was big, and now there are 2 outs and a man on third base.
Gomez 0 for 1 on a bunt attempt. The next 2 times up, he walked. Got Chris Davis on deck. Couple of bases open. Remember, Davis hit the 3-run homer off the lefty Russell in game 1 to tie it.
This is where speed for Gomez speed rather really pays off, because you don't want to put him on, because he represents the go-ahead run. He'll just steal second base on you. And a base hit would give the Brewers the lead here. If Gomez gets a knock, he's just going to tie the ball game. So pitch away from his power. Easier said than done. He's got good power straight away.
Bowden's 1-0. Feel the breeze up here on that swing. 1-1.
The big leg kick and the explosive swing, but late. And again, he's vulnerable up and in there. That's a hole.
Stays up there, and Gomez laid off.
Trying to get him to expand his zone. There's 2 ways to go. Up like they are, or splitter down. Bowden's best secondary pitch is a splitter, and that man on third base maybe a little concerned that he would bounce it and the Brewers would get a cheap run.
Wow. Well, he took that like it was a 3-0 pitch.
He did. He was taking it all the way, never even moved into a hitting position.
Three balls, two strikes. The pitch outside. He walked him.
All of a sudden, Carlos Gomez turning into a patient hitter.
I'm floored he didn't go after that 3-1.
Or at least get his hands back, load up and be ready to swing. I mean, he was taking all the way. I think he looks to run here at some point in this sequence, probably sooner rather than later.
Comes Chris Bosio to talk things over with Bowden and Navarro.
And Barney, he's calling Barney in, so they want to talk about what they want to do here if Gomez runs.
Rizzo will join in along with Castro.
So very explicit instructions as to how they're going to defend this first and third situation if Gomez goes. This play broke down on the Cubs a couple of times on the road trip. You don't want to just cede second base to Gomez here. Last time in this situation, Navarro just faked a throw, hoping to get the runner off third base. Normally what you want to do here in a stolen base is you want to take a shot at throwing him out unless he gets a huge jump. But you got to take a peek at that runner at third.
Gomez not running, and Davis with a home run swing and a miss. Biggest swing of the day to this point. James Russell in game one to the opposite field to tie it. Brewers would add one in that seventh inning and win it 6-5.
Premeditated. Now, if the Brewers were thinking about putting a play on, this might be the time. 2 strikes on the hitter. Time to be risky if you're the Brewers.
Rain starting to come down. Throw over. Not the first time it has rained today. We have not been interrupted. Go right back to that well after Davis swung at the first 2, laid off this one. with one hit with runners in scoring position. The DeJesus 2-run go-ahead double. The Brewers 0 for 6. Two and two.
Double take by Michael Bowden on a borderline pitch. At times tonight it's been good. This time it goes the hitter's way, just off that outside edge. Davis taking and hoping.
Back. I think the reason Gomez hasn't gone is Bowden. And we call it a slide step, but that's basically his delivery. He gets rid of it quickly. He has not even flinched in terms of acting like he wants to run. Way up in the air. Castro backpedaling, emphatically calling for it until Lake at the last second decided to take it. 2 scoreless innings for Michael Bowden. He has a chance for a win tonight. The Cubs will try to add on when we come back.
Gas gauge stats, tweets with Cubs in-game live only at csnchicago.com. It's brought to you by Comcast Business Class. So Jake Peavy has changed socks.
Add-on time here, leading 2-1 in the 8th. Baden-Hop gave up those 2 unearned tallies in the 7th, and Kevin Gregg's getting ready for the 9th in the bullpen. 1-0 on Navarro.
Seems like this trade deadline and this biogenesis story coming to a head all at the same time.
Sounds like it could be by the end of the week. That'll all be sorted out as Navarro rolls into center. And he is 3 out of 4. It's been a good doubleheader for the Cubs catchers. Sherholtz will bat for Bowden.
Michael, 2 innings, 1 hit, no runs. 3 punch outs, couple of walks. 4 punch outs.
Do I hear 5?
Give me 5.
4 going once. Sold. Jeanette will flip. They'll try to turn it, but cannot. Fielder's choice for Sherholtz. Thursday, Yasiel Puig will make his first appearance in Chicago as the Cubs welcome in the Dodgers to the friendly confines. Our coverage begins at 6:30 with Sportsnet Central. Don't miss the Dodgers and the Cubs Thursday night at 7 on Comcast Sportsnet. Gomez makes a catch, little bobble. He's going to throw to first, and it's way offline. Badenhop backing it up.
Gomez, who throws really well, had he not bobbled that ball or had a difficulty getting out of his glove, he might have had a shot at Sherholtz. As it was, probably should have not made the throw after a little mishandle here. Just throwing it away. There's a solid line of defense there. Badenhop behind Francisco, and McCroy was backing up Badenhop.
Some pops, foul ground, Lucroy the catch, and the Cubs done in the 8th. They strand 1. Here comes the 9th, and they hold a 1-run lead. It's 2-1. Presented by GMC. We'll have the latest on Jake Peavy and his possible trade to the Red Sox. And the Bears have a standout wide receiver. See all that and more with Sportsnet Central. Pat Boyle, Mark Shanowski have it tonight after Cubs post-game live only on Comcast Sportsnet. Here's Kevin Gregg. He'll try to get his 23rd save. He's been a busy man. Saved those one-run wins in San Francisco. He'll try to do the same tonight.
Yeah, he was very busy on that road trip. Had 5 saves plus 1 blown save. Looking at all 3 stops along the way, including all 3 games, as Len mentioned, in San Francisco. All one-run wins. High pressure situations. Had the day off yesterday and back in there with a 1-run lead tonight.
Francisco supplying all the Brewers runs with a leadoff homer in the 5th. And you can bet he's thinking the same here in the 9th. Down in the count 0-1. Betancourt and Jeanette also due up.
Samardzija had success pitching him in.
Ball rolled into center. It was a breaking ball from Gregg. And Aoki will pinch run. I was just going to say Aoki and Weeks and particularly Gene Segura. I have to imagine those guys are available here in the 9th in game 2. Guess here is that Segura would hit in the pitcher's spot, which is currently in the hole. Jeanette on deck, and Betancourt takes a strike. Fourth appearance in 5 days for Gregg. You know, we talk about closers, and not that they're just necessarily disposable, but the idea of getting those final 3 outs. One thing about a good closer, you've got to be durable. You can't just be a guy who can go 2 days in a row and then you can't use him for a day or 2. And Gregg has proven to be durable.
Yeah, he answers the bell.
It's not unimportant. Aoki with a good lead at first. The pitch is high, 1-2. Gregg has handled trade rumors involving his name with no problem. He seems to actually enjoy hearing the scuttlebutt. It's one way to do it. Right field, Gillespie for the first out.
Yeah, a veteran guy who's moved around a fair bit in his career. He's not going to let it get him too worked up. So if I'm traded, I'd love to come back.
So pitcher, catcher, and first baseman will talk. Jeanette the batter, and as we theorize, Gene Segura now on deck.
Aoki has stolen 15 bases this year, but he's been caught 10 times. Not a good success rate.
Jeanette recalled just for today from AAA Nashville. He's the 26th man on their roster. On his 11th start of the year at second.
Greg's been pitching most of the year at 90, 91, and at times we've seen him 93 and even 95. With all the work lately, not quite as much life on the fastball here tonight, so more important that he hits his spots.
He's been 88, 89.
Yeah, boy, you look at his stolen base rate at second base, just 63%.
It's below where you'd like to be. Here comes another 0-2, and it's just off the corner.
Good try. Jeanette able to lay off.
5 near that 1, which was a called strike. Got him that time on a foul tip. 2 away.
Another shot at that outside corner, willing to get more of the plate. Didn't matter, slipped it by him.
Gene Segura had the game-winning RBI in the 7th on a double in Game 1. He also homered earlier, his 12th of the year. An all-star. And he bats with 2 outs as a pinch hitter here in the 9th. Aoki still at first.
Something he has done only twice all year, just 2 pinch hit at bats for Segura prior to this plate appearance. A lot of times, everyday players will tell you that they just don't feel comfortable in this pinch hit role.
Greg's 1-1. High chopper. Barehanded by Ransom. Safe at first to continue the inning. Segura using his speed for an infield hit. Limping a little bit as he heads back to first.
Ransom did everything he could. Bare hand on the run. Fires it to first base, but Segura clearly beat it.
I think Segura hit the back of the bag. Watch the step. Yeah, that's an awkward. He did get in, but his toe kind of curled under on the other side of the base. First and second, it's Schaefer. Some 9th inning drama. Jim Henderson in the opener in a 1-run game. Put a couple of men on with 2 outs before getting out of it. Low for a ball.
The expression, the tempo never changes with Kevin Gregg, regardless of the situation. Could be 2 outs, nobody on with a 3-run lead, or a 1-run lead and a tying run in scoring position. Steady as she goes.
A strike to make it 2-1. Bianchi on deck. Aoki the tying run at second. He came on to pinch run for Juan Francisco, who led off the inning with a base hit. And then with 2 outs, Segura, pinch hitter, with an infield single. Two and two.
Cedar, the third base coach for the Brewers, will be aggressive here with Aoki. He's sending him on any base hit to the outfield. Schaefer has shown an inclination to shoot the ball the other way. Base hit to left, we might get a look at Junior Lake's arm. Kevin Gregg would rather not see that. Save it for another day. Likes to go that 2-seam fastball in. He starts it at the hip and runs it back to the inside corner, or split her down and away in these situations. Slider.
Well, now base hit to the outfield for sure will tie it, because the runners will get a head start on a 3-2. So if you are an infielder, certainly knocking it down, that's paramount if you can, even if you can't get an out. Here's a 3-2 pitch. Ball 4. Wow.
How do you take that?
How did he? They are loaded up.
This pitch been a bone of contention for both sides all night. Dale Swaim barking a little bit at Jim Wolf, and it looked like he was at the bottom of the knees. But I will say this for Jim: he's been pretty consistent not calling that pitch all night long. Was one heck of a 3-2 pitch made by Kevin Gregg. All clearly could have gone the other way.
Nowhere to put Bianchi. He is 0 for 4. Strike one.
Wow.
Now, some umpires, I can't speak for Jim Wolf, but have a reputation of just not calling a lot of third strikes. I'll give you that strike earlier in the count, but not late. At any rate, 0-1. 0-2. Well, 2 pitches that have been out of our pitch tracks box called strikes here, but Gregg couldn't get the one to strike out Schaefer.
One right on top of the other.
Well, if he throws that again, can he get a called third? That's the question. He tried.
Just a little further out.
I think he hasn't swung at any of them. 1-2.
Spoiled a good one. Fastball command we saw from Gregg, especially early on when he first joined the Cubs. His teammates were calling him Kevin Gregg Maddox. So sharp both sides of the plate, but especially this Glove side command.
CM Punk on his feet. Well, Greg pushed to the limit. 4 out of 5 days, 26 pitches and counting. And another 1-2. Cue foul.
He had a little cutting action on it. Jam him, maybe?
They're going up. Lined off the glove of Castro, and they're going to get a couple. Throw goes to third. Everybody's safe. Starlin got a glove on it, just couldn't squeeze it. And the Brewers now lead 3-2.
Oh, not that sharply hit. And I think maybe that there was a bit of a change of pace going on there for Castro. Well, the soft line drive, not an easy play, but that's a play that should be made.
The ball kind of hit his glove as he was making his leap, just as he left his feet. And it kind of hit the heel and then just went right out of the end. Would have ended the ball game. Instead, it's a 2-run single for Bianchi. And now their closer's up.
It looked to me like he was fooled a little bit, and understandably so. A ball hit on that trajectory. I think he thought it was hit more sharply than it was. He was kind of readying himself to dive, and then started to realize maybe I don't have to, and got caught in between.
It's almost like he over-dived, if that is a term.
Yeah, it's like a change of pace a little bit.
So you stretch out, but the ball kind of hits you more in the heel than the webbing. That's a play he makes in his sleep. A little surprised Dale hasn't gotten Greg. 30 pitches and counting. It's got to be his last batter no matter what. He's got Rondon up. Second blown save of the day for the Cubs bullpen. 22 now on the year. Inside. 2-2.
Think about this inning. Francisco's base hit legit. And then a little chopper by Segura. Soft line drive. Bianchi.
Yeah, there are ninth inning implosions. I would not call this that for Kevin Gregg. He could have gotten Schaefer on a terrific pitch to end the game.
I know.
Deep to center. DeJesus back on it. Takes a look. Makes a catch. Nice adjustment on the warning track. That saved 2 more. And at least keeps it a 1-run game. But the damage done. 3 hits, a walk, 2 runs. As the Brewers, with their backs against the wall, find a way to take the lead. most important one that's on the mound, Jim Henderson. Segura stays in, plays short. That pushes Bianchi over to third, which moves Betancourt to first. We're not done yet. Norichka Aoki, after pinch running, will play right. And Logan Schaefer to left. My goodness.
Spring training game.
You got all that? So Chris Davis, after the music stopped, he was left without a chair to sit in.
And the green grass grows all around and around, and another lead change. And Jim Henderson looking for his second save here today. Had some control issues in game one.
Foul strike on Gillespie. Major drama in the top of this inning. By the way, I don't know how you, it doesn't really matter in the end. I think it's a ball Castro should have caught, but I'm fine with it being called a hit. It was a play where he did dive.
Yeah, and the question is, did he need to dive?
Right.
But yeah. Official score protocol is should the play have been made with normal effort at the major league level. And that's, for me, is kind of a tweener.
Bob Rosenberg, the official scorer tonight. Jam shot pop up. Betancourt will make the catch in shallow right.
Base runner caused a distraction or not. Just it looked like a ball that he did not have to dive on. Maybe one more step and he catches it.
Yeah, my gut, having seen a lot of baseball, is should have been caught. I have no problem with it being called a hit. Here's Barney.
Yikes. Man.
Didn't quite pull a Chad Qualls, but close. Not a very graceful landing. Did you see what happened to Chad Qualls?
Did not.
He was walking off the mound after getting out of an inning and pumped his fist. As he did it, he tripped. Tumbled.
Nice.
Swing and a miss. 1-2. Strike three on the swing.
Henderson naturally has good run on his fastball that will move hard in on a right-handed hitter. He has to work hard to throw it to the other side of the plate. He was able to pull it off that time on Barney, going in, then away at 97 to get the strikeout.
almost clipped to Jesus. Outside, it's 3-0. Say, I'm going to give Starlin the benefit of the doubt for this reason. The main issues he's had defensively have been with throws and rhythm. Catching the ball, I think he's above average. Pop-ups, line drives, diving plays. Clearly that ball fooled him. 3-0 pitch is a strike, 3-1. We've seen him make that play many times, but for whatever reason he didn't tonight. I'd call it a physical error.
And just bad timing.
Yeah, just didn't catch it. Certainly disappointing, but they do happen. Swing and a miss, 3-2.
Having worked in the first game, it's had no ill effect on Henderson. Fastball as good as ever.
And remember, he walked a couple with 2 outs to kind of set things up for Cody Ransom. He then got him to fly out to end it. The kick, the 3-2, and a base hit. Good effort by Jeanette, but DeJesus able to muscle it out into right.
Jesus able to get to that inside fastball just enough. Push it out beyond the reach of Jeanette, and Junior Lake a shot.
Inside. Pulled foul, out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Jesus chatting with Dave McKay over there at first base. He's got the stopwatch on Henderson's delivery times. They may take a shot at trying to steal a bag here. It's that big right-hander a while to get unfolded and deliver that ball to home plate.
Swing and a miss, lost his helmet. He was trying to end it right there. A 1-2 pitch Over through that 97.
Not a comfortable at bat, is it, for a right-handed hitter with all those runners up and in? Gets out of sync with his delivery, going sideways as he throws that ball.
Swing and a miss. And the Brewers have swept the doubleheader. They stunned the Cubs in game 2 with 2 runs in the 9th.
Yeah, the storyline of today is long and frustrating for the home team, blowing 2 leads late in the 7th inning in the opener, in the 9th inning here in the nightcap. Pretty solid debut, though, for Jake Arrieta if you're looking for a silver lining to this one.
Yep, and we're going to give our GMC player of the game nod to Michael Bowden. One of his best outings as a Cub, and would have gotten the win if the Cubs had been able to hold it in the 9th.
4 punch outs and 2 solid innings of relief work. Yep, was in position to get the W. It didn't happen for him, but a nice effort by Michael here tonight. Cubs are going to have to regroup, bounce back, and come out and get them tomorrow.
Yep, they got to win now to avoid a 4-game sweep. So for JD and our entire and tireless CSN crew, thanks for hanging with us all day and all night. The final here in game 2, Brewers 3, Cubs 2. In game 1, it was Milwaukee 6 and the Cubs 5. We're back with you here on CSN. Thursday night at 7, Dodgers in town for the first of 4. Coming up next, Blue Cross Blue Shield Cubs post-game live.